headline and the ones like it that Japan is going to start exporting weapons because they're scared about Trump or they're unsure about the US alliance is so incredibly dishonest. And normally I would not care about anti-Trump headlines coming from the mainstream media. I mean, that's any day of the week. You can find 5 of those. I don't care. The reason I cannot let this one go is because they are missing the real headline here. Japan exporting weapons now is scary. Not because Japan shouldn't be able to do it, I actually think that it's a great move, but because it signals that Japan understands that the world we're about to be in is one where there's way more wars, not less. And the US and our other partners are making other moves, kind of indicating that everybody understands that we're going this way, and instead of the media informing us, right, that we could be in a multipolar world where there is far more war, especially in Asia, they're doing the classic anti-Trump thing, and it's just infuriating. The media is supposed to inform you, and instead they are trying to propagandize you. If you're unaware, this week Japan officially voted to begin military exports again. This is a big deal because they haven't exported any weapons or military materials since World War II, so this is a long time coming. This new law, Japan will be able to ship lethal weapons to the Philippines, India, South Korea, Australia, the United States, the United Kingdom. They're also joining a program with NATO where they may be able to start shipping weapons to Ukraine via Europe. Logic behind this is that this will subsidize Japan's defensive industry so that they can start building up. They'll have more money basically to put into their defense. This is necessary because Japan sits right in between China, North Korea, and Russia, kind of the axes of aggressors. So if Japan is concerned that there's going to be more war in the Pacific coming soon, they want to be able to defend themselves and have enough weapons to defend themselves. Which is logical. That's how a state should be thinking. A state should not be spending a bunch of money coming to lobby Congress saying, you need to come defend us. What they should be doing is taking matters into their own hands. This is what infuriates me about these headlines that Japan is only doing this because they can't trust Trump. Because first of all, this didn't start under Trump. Fiscal year 2026 will be the 4th straight year in a row that Japan increases its defense spending, and that's a part of an initiative to double their defense spending. We're doing this because they're so worried about Trump. Why did they start this under Biden? Furthermore, it has been the Trump administration's official policy to ask our allies, including Japan, to increase their defense spending and get ready for a conflict. Our trade agreements after Liberation Day with Japan, we have specific requests for them to buy more weapons from us and for them to increase their defense spending. So if Japan is doing what we're asking them to do, how can you frame that as they're doing this because they're scared of Trump? His administration is asking him to do it. The reason this is coming now is because the LDP just swept the snap elections that I believe happened in January, giving Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi a supermajority, so she is able to increase spending and spend more on defense. That is a part of her side of the LDP's platform that they run on. Again, the mainstream media is taking something that everybody agrees is a good thing. Everybody who sees this clearly, that we are entering a multipolar world where war is going to become more common rather than less common, we're going to need people to be increasing defense spending. This is why President Trump is urging Europe to spend more. He is doubling our defense budget. He's asking our partners to manufacture more weapons. That is the story here. That is the thing that everybody should be discussing. That is what the public needs to be ready for. Not another stupid anti-Trump story.